Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the hump day. That's right, Wednesday in the end of January. Going to be upper 40 today, near low 40s. Hard to believe I'm planning an ice fishing trip up north, but I am dead ass looking forward to it. So welcome to the Moose Minute Project, and welcome to what I can just say as my daily fit, I guess, and care and concern for normal human beings. Today's titled, What the F? Laughing emojis. I get the laughing emoji, okay? I use it. But I use it when somebody sends me a meme that's funny, or when I find something funny, or I send it just to somebody to say, hey, thinking about you, hope you can smile and laugh a little today. However, going through the news articles last night, and as you all saw, President Trump signed the whole freeze on loans and federal assistance, and I think, and I hope, maybe the laughing emojis were for when they read the loan part, thinking that it was for student loans or whatever, because we all know how people felt on that. What nobody, I think, realizes is what the hell that does. So if you saw the Republican out of Florida, and this is quite severe in my mind. So the Republican guy out of Florida commented last night that, because the interviewer, or the anchor woman that was interviewing him, said, hey, with these freezes, this is going to affect school lunches for those kids that need it. And he said, yep, you're right. It's going to affect those people, but we need to stop coddling, stop being soft to these kids. They need to start finding jobs, and they need to start working instead of worrying and getting free lunch at school. And that these kids need to not be so lazy. I wasn't lazy in school. I worked through high school. I had to, besides the lunch program, but free lunch for these kids may be the only meal they get. Okay? And we're not talking. And when she mentioned, well, this goes all the way down to kids that are 8, and he's like, yeah, can't help that. Yeah, it is what it is. We just got to quit coddling these people. These people are frickin' kids, okay? And for you to have that attitude while you're sitting in sunny beach, Florida with palm trees behind you and whatever you're doing, getting your yearly salary for who the hell knows how long, and getting all your benefits that none of us have, by the way. We don't have the health insurance that you guys have, and I'm guessing you probably don't have deductibles and all that stuff that you got to worry about with government insurance, because heaven forbid you would live on Social Security or government insurance like we do. So, for you to sit here and tell me that, oh, we're not, we're freezing this, but it's not a big deal because we need to make kids get jobs. They need to work for their stuff. Yeah, I'm not lying. Kids, there are some, but there are also some kids that need the free lunches. And we are worried about veterans. The freezes on that yesterday affect them too. Oh, and those freezes that he signed also, if you read further, affects Meals on Wheels. Do you know how many people in this area get Meals on Wheels and they're senior citizens that expect that or don't expect it? They need it. So when you laugh with your laughing emoji of, oh, Trump's doing the right thing and everybody's doing the right thing because we're cutting all this spending and everything else, this is where you become, and you call certain people sheep. You are no different. There is ways to cut spending. There are ways to pardon people. I'm not agreeing with all of Biden's pardons either. But as you saw with Trump's 1,500, two of them, one of them is dead. The other one got rearrested. By the way, if you look into what Biden did, some of them that you're talking about as pardons were not, they got them off of death row. They're not out of prison. They're not out freely to roam among everybody else. They're just off death row. But you don't want to look into that. You don't want to look into what your party is doing wrong. You don't want to look into the negatives of the things that happen. You can blame who you want for where the situation is. I guess we'll see where that goes in 4 years. But I am fucking tired of the laughing emojis at things that affect our young kids, our senior citizens, our veterans. Because that is a priority according to everybody else that runs is, oh, we need to take care of our vets. So here's another thing. The big Veterans Month. Veterans Month, to me, we shouldn't have to debate whether it's a Veterans Month. I was raised that you honor your veterans every day whenever you see one. So to say something about the LGBTQ's Pride Month and compare it to a Veterans Month, you have to understand why they do those months. And I'm not arguing. We could have Veterans Year or Veterans Forever and every day do it. But the LGBTQ, the reason that you're doing that for the month is because there is so much hate in this country towards them. And being a father to a girl that is marrying her girlfriend, and they are happy, and they are doing that, it is in my heart to wish her the best, to be there for her and support her. I'm not going to be an Elon Musk that turns on my kid and says, don't love you as much, sorry. That doesn't happen. And if you are one of those parents, you're quite make me sick too. So, the Veterans Month thing, I'm not going to argue. But what are you going to do to make life better for people around you? The federal freezing that happened, my wife works for the county. We don't talk about her job because it's very frustrating to see now these cuts are going to affect Meals on Wheels, veterans programs, the freezing of these assets that supposedly, now a judge blocked that it can't be frozen now. But the loans, grants, and all of that pay quite a few people around here for certain things. A lot of that money was going to sheriff's departments and police departments, and I don't think people look into it. They just saw, he freeze loans and freeze, all these assistance and everything else. Look into shit further before you just hit the laughing emoji or the love emojis. Look into what it's really doing, because I think that's how government in general, right or left, is suckering everybody into it. They label it to where, I remember when student loans triggered everybody, so we'll use the word loan in there, and people see loan and they automatically go, he's freezing that. Well, guess what? We're all paying our student loans back, for us that have them. That's what happens when you graduate college when you're 40. You have student loans, and you've already raised your family and you go back to school. And I'm okay paying it. I didn't ask for the forgiveness. It would have been nice, but I'm not going to ask for it. But people are heartless. There is so many people that are heartless right now, and every time you say anything, they are ready to jump down your throat about what's next. When are we going to start as a country, go back to the days of caring for your neighbor, caring for the person next door? If you see a person struggling, do you walk beside them and help them go along? Or you just let them go and wander in their own directions? If you're one of those that just says, yeah, kids they don't get free lunch anymore, they need to go work. What if I told you that didn't matter? And what if I told you, why would a kid that's a junior in high school or a senior in high school have to pay for the school lunches? Shouldn't they be paying for their things they want to do to enjoy until they become part of this adulthood that is absolutely depressing? They do not have the assistance anymore. There's not the neighbors out looking out for you. It's kind of sickening. And as you watch your parents age and things go downhill, you know that Medicare, Medicaid is all getting screwed with. I watch what my dad pays out of pocket for medications. It's asinine. And guess what? The new incoming president and stuff don't give one rat's ass, because there's billionaires up the yin-yang on his cabinet that don't have to worry about it. Do you really think the Elon Musks or the Bezos or anybody else has to worry about where they're going to pay their medications from next, or where they're going to get insurance from? Probably not. They're not working 14, 15 hours a day or 2 jobs to make it work, or living in a camper versus having a home. Most of them have 3 or 4 homes in different countries. So they don't give one rat's ass about you or I. You can sit here and tell me, oh, Chris, they do. No, they don't. They do not care about the middle class. They do not care about the poor class. It's all about the rich and giving them their breaks, because guess what? If you give them tax breaks, they'll push the money to you. Yeah. I've seen how that works. Doesn't work so good. The trickle down usually means you're just getting pissed on. That's how that works. My wife's got meetings this whole week, and I'm not looking forward to the lovely, joyous attitude at home with Republican assistants and Democratic people, and it's going to suck. Because nobody can get on the same page. Everybody's calling each other a dumbass or a dumb shit or whatever, and you don't know shit, and you don't know this, and fuck off. And you know what? When you have Canadian government people or UK government, I don't know what they call them, I'm guessing it's their representatives, telling our president to go fuck himself out loud, that exact words, I think we're in a world of hurt, because we have lost our compassion. We have lost our care for the next person. So that's where I'm at today. I had a long night last night, so I've not slept well. So I'm a little bitter today, as you can probably tell. And it just spews naturally from me, because like I've told you before, if you're looking for the gray area where I can overlook things and just let it be, not so much. And just because you and I have talked or whatever, things may not still be okay, but I can tolerate. So, with that said, take time to bless somebody today. Honestly, truly, bless somebody today. Take time to really look into what things are going on and be honest to yourself. Be honest about what is being taken care of with all this stuff that's being passed. Why do you think there were 39 executive orders? Because then the normal people like you and I can't really see fine print because most of those are page upon page upon page of shit hidden in it. Kind of like the bills that are brought across. Just because they're making, for if everybody got $1,000 from the government in a bill today, there is shit underneath that is getting passed that is making people in government a whole lot richer. So, that's where I'm at. Take time today again to bless somebody. Hug your loved ones. Be there supporting them, especially the younger generations. I'm worried about the younger generations because of what's going on. And I think it helped me as being part of the, in the 70s when I was growing up, when I was, 6 in 1980, I guess. So when other neighbors were allowed to correct you, guide you, and then your parents also guided you, whether it was with a wooden spoon maybe, but they guided you in the right direction. But you also had to go out and do something. Like I said, I've been working full-time since I was 15. And so I think I've earned the right to chastise what goes on in this world, and I've been told I'm a fucking idiot. My head's buried in the sand. I'm not smart. I'm uneducated. All good things to have happen. So, as young people are coming up through this, be there for your family, as your kids and everybody else, and every once in a while, talk to them about what's going on. Because I think a lot of times with the internet and with our phones, kids can be sneaky ruthless. Back when we were young, if you had a problem with somebody, you either fought it out in the playground or after school when the bell rang or whatever, or on the football field or wherever. But take time to really check in on kids if you have them. I have a kid in law enforcement. It scares me every freaking day of where things are heading, so I always check in on with him. I'm glad he has a partner that has 4 legs, teeth, and a bulletproof vest on every day. At least he's not alone out on the road. So, again, I'm done. That's my rant for today. Thank you for listening to the Moose Minute Project, and we will talk later. Take time to bless somebody.